Imagine finally moving into your dream home. A quiet farmhouse, open land, no neighbors for miles. And on your very first night, the people living nearby warn you, leave the lights on after dark. Not because of thieves, not because of wild animals, but because something in that house doesn't like the dark. This is the real-life story that inspired The Conjuring, and the movie left out the most disturbing details. What happened inside this house didn't last days or weeks. It lasted nearly 10 years. In 1971, Roger and Carolyn Perron moved their 5 daughters, April, Cindy, Christine, Nancy, and Andrea, into a large farmhouse in Harrisville. The house sat on 200 acres of land. It was old but beautiful, the perfect place to raise a family. But from the very first night, strange things began happening. Doors opened on their own. Small objects went missing, then reappeared in strange places. Footsteps echoed through empty hallways. At first, the family ignored it. They thought the house was just settling. They were wrong. Something unexpected happened. The children weren't scared. They began telling their parents that someone would tuck them into bed at night, that invisible hands kissed their foreheads, that they felt watched but not threatened. One of the girls, Cindy, said a woman visited her room every night. She smelled like flowers and fruit, not like her mother, who smelled of ivory soap. For nearly 2 months, the spirits seemed gentle, almost protective, like babysitters. And that's what made what happened next so terrifying. The activity suddenly changed. The barn became dangerous. The girls were pushed by unseen hands, thrown to the ground, scratched and bruised. Then Cindy heard a voice, not out loud, inside her head. It told her that 7 dead soldiers were buried inside the walls of the house. Soon after that, every single morning at 5:15 a.m., a powerful smell filled the home. The smell of rotting flesh. And something else arrived. Something angry. Carolyn Perron became the focus. She woke up exhausted, covered in bruises she couldn't explain, emotionally drained, like something was feeding on her. Then she saw her, a pale spirit wearing gray. The woman whispered, "Get out. I will drive you out with death and gloom." Andrea Perron believed the entity was Bathsheba Thayer, a former resident who believed the house still belonged to her, and she hated Carolyn for being there. Carolyn began losing time. She blacked out, forgot entire conversations, woke up screaming in the middle of the night. Her personality changed, her voice changed. The family believed she was being slowly possessed, and that's when they reached out for help. A friend contacted paranormal investigators Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren. During a séance in the basement, everything spiraled out of control. Carolyn began speaking in an unfamiliar voice. Her chair lifted off the floor, then she was violently thrown across the room. The Warrens ended the séance immediately.
They returned over the next several years, but they were never able to stop what lived in the house.
The movie added scares, but reality was worse. There was no clap game. Instead, Cindy was once trapped inside a wooden box for nearly 20 minutes, unable to escape. Bathsheba Thayer may not have been a witch historically, but the family insists something using her name haunted the house. And during filming of The Conjuring, a sudden gust of wind knocked over equipment. At that exact moment, miles away, Carolyn Perron fell and broke her hip. The family believes it was no coincidence. People ask why they didn't leave. They couldn't afford to. The economy was collapsing. The house was losing value. They had nowhere else to go. They stayed until 1980. The moment they moved out, the activity stopped. The current owner says the house is quiet now, but she still hears footsteps, still sees strange blue lights. Maybe the house isn't haunted anymore. Or maybe it's just waiting. Would you have stayed, or would you have run, even if it meant losing everything?